fourth part. Extremely good. Yay. So anyways, where's Frostbite Caves? Ice World. This was known as very hard. Even though I had Snapdragon as a heater, I got in another heater, Hot Date. But then I also got in Cobra Lily, because Cobra Lily is actually a carnivorous plant in real life. Also, wondering how Hot Date came into this challenge? It's because Hot Date acts like a carnivorous plant. Because the way carnivorous plants usually work is that they lure in zombies. They lure in insects from the sweet smell of nectar. Then traps and eats them. That's basically the same story for Hot Date. So yeah, day one is skipped since it's day one. Yeah, and I realized Cobra Lily is actually pretty good. Same with Hot Date. Hey, both are pretty good. I underestimated both of them. In day two, we're literally getting solid defense from these pre-planted rapiers and walnuts. By just unfreezing them, we're literally able to solo the level with just those two. However, I had to plant some Hot Dates and Cobra Lilies. Day 3 was a conveyor belt level, so it was skipped, and from now on, you'll be seeing a lot of them. So I'll just not go over them. Since does anyone want to go over them? Oh yeah, and I use this strat that's commonly used in speedrunning, where I clog up the conveyor belt with three of the most common plants to get more of the rare plants. In day 9, I found a pretty unique strat. Use these slider tiles leading the zombies to the 3 top lanes. I can find a Hot Date in the second row to basically just trap every zombie there. I will be commonly using this strat, so I'll be skipping the levels that will be using this strat. Oh yeah, did I forget that the dodos literally ruin this? However, I can just use ailment to counter them, or Snapdragon. So, and this level was incredibly hard, so I decided to use Cold Snapdragon. And so this was the first level where I gave up and just used Cold Snapdragon. Add one to the counter. Okay, so this was a last stand level. Day 12 was a last stand level, so I decided to use Snake Lily. Since every other last stand level, I just use Cold Snapdragon. However, I realized that Snake Lily is actually kind of overpowered. I also decided to play some Vase Breaker because yes. Day 13, so I'm not gonna skip this level because I have to tell you something. I got the Pottery Train achievement. I'm serious. I literally got the Pottery Train achievement. And that's like an incredibly good for me. I feel proud of myself. Yay! However, I'm not proud of Hot Date since I realized that Hot Date cannot two-shot a Garg. 2 Hot Dates cannot two-shot a Garg, so I had to keep on putting Hot Dates in front of it. However, then I put a Snapdragon in front and an ailment. Then I thought it was gonna be the end. However, Gargantuas have a weird hitbox, so I just spammed plants in front of it until it died. I thought day 15 was gonna be hard. However, it was actually pretty easy with Hot Date and Snake Lily. Day 17 was pretty annoying, not because it was hard or anything, but it was because of YouTube. YouTube kept on giving me notifications saying that it's not working properly. It kept on doing this. Oh yeah, and I also realized that ailment buffed Fume Shrooms in this level, which is kind of overpowered since Fume Shroom is already an incredibly good attacker. And I hate this. We'll just get to the next level. Day 20, I used Cobra Lily because yes. Even though I said that I'll not be going over conveyor belt levels, day 21 was actually pretty fun, not gonna lie. Day 22 had 3 frozen guacodiles. Wait, did you hear that? Guacodiles. Guacodile is a plant that we're gonna be getting in Big Wave Beach, and surprisingly, they gave it early access to us. However, we said we cannot use it most of the time. I actually lost in this level once. Yeah, Guacodile, screw you. So I decided to go the second try with Cold Snapdragon. Yet I still lost a single lawnmower due to an early weasel. So add one more to the counter. Day 23, I was pretty scared, so I decided to use Cold Snapdragon for the 3rd time. Day 24, I barely squeezed out barely squeezed out a win at the end due to a scorch hot date. Day 27 was the last time I used Cold Snapdragon Frostbite Cave, since day 27 was also pretty scary. However, it was pretty easy with Cold Snapdragon. I mean, what can you expect? Cold Snapdragon is literally extremely good. Day 28 was the last one with Frostbite Cave, since day 29 is a walking road, and day 30 is a boss fight. In day 28, I decided to use the same strat I used in day 12. And it was pretty easy, since Snake Willy is basically the definition of an AK-47. Again, I said that I would not be going over these levels. However, with day 29 was extremely hard for some reason. Once again, I barely managed to squeeze out a win at the end. Day 30, we had beaten Frostbite Caves, and we have arrived to Lost City.